If I were a rich man, I would stop getting upset every time someone dislikes your bread-winging boyfriend's third phase of moon. I'd learn to read a book, learn to pronounce words, learn to not falsely accuse people of being a learn to not disrespect people's disabilities because you are so much of an immature incel you sit and stream every night pretending to be Howard Stern.
Pedophile?
Poor man's Howard Stern.
Maybe it does.
With every bit of misogynistic fervor as his namesake.
You gotta show a little cleavage while you're on top of that. Gee, I wonder why somebody picked her up and put her on a popular show.
I can barely see, you know, because I got one bad ball. But hey.
I get rather heated when it comes to poor rich man, because honestly, he is the epitome of this attitude that is pervasive in YouTube. He does it, third phase does it. Zero respect for the subject, maximum effort put into grifting the audience. Anything to get attention, and keep the spotlight on them. Got a channel that hasn't sided yet? You bet your ass they will try to buy you. Oh, promote my documentary and we'll send some viewers your way, some subscribers. They are taking you for a ride, listener. Sometimes I wonder how this conflict will end. Rich is not the kind of man to admit he has done something wrong. He thrives on dramatic self-victimizing conflict that he instigates so he can go to his dumb as rocks audience and say, "See? Look what they did!" Textbook narcissism. Remember how mad he got over Manny showcasing Who's Lou on Steven's channel? He showed right there that his priority is grifting off of other people.
Then we see you on Cambian's show, talking about your documentary and Lou Elizondo. I didn't even watch the show, didn't give a fuck. Because, you know, Third Phase of Moon watched it, everybody else did. I did not watch even that part of it. Because I'm like, why didn't you even contact us? I mean, we're the ones who really initiated this narrative that you glommed onto over the course of us talking about it and made videos and stuff about Lou. And then you don't even ask me if I can showcase your video. No message, nothing. And you go over to Cambian's show, which, by the way, I introduced Cambian to Goof on, and if it wasn't for me doing that, he would have far less numbers than he does. Far less. I'm talking 30 to 40% less. He can laugh all he wants, but when you see when he's not attacking anybody, his numbers are half of what we have here at Goof on. So, you're welcome. Acknowledgement. But that's why I'm a little pissed.
He obfuscates, deflects every bit of criticism that is levied, something his boyfriends taught him quite well. Toxic behavior. His time as a wannabe internet radio host is coming to an end though. People are waking up to the fact that the Emperor is wearing no clothes and in fact has the intelligence of a prairie dog. Funny to laugh at, but you don't want him near you. This video is not for Rich, but his audience. Rich is beyond saving and perhaps never wanted to be. He has his niche, his grift. Pretend to be kind and fun while on the air, except when he lets his real self slip through. He even knew that he fucked up and then he deleted it.
Maybe it does.
Support who you want. But by being on his channel, you send a clear sign of how you feel about real integrity in ufology. Fuck Goofon and the deceased second-hand cattle you got from Blake and Brent that you rode in on. Have a great day. If I were a rich man,
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. Boy, what a crazy week it has been. But we are back. Some say I'm obsessed. But the truth is, I get a little obsessive when someone is on the internet telling 10 or 12 lies about me, implying I may have pedo friends, I may myself be a pedo, and how do you follow up that act? That is the worst, most deplorable thing you could do, is attach that word to someone's name with no evidence or no proof. But this will show you the level of desperation that someone is at to need to do that. A real man in a disagreement or an argument would present his arguments with facts and logic. And I'm sure I wouldn't be the first to suggest to you that when somebody needs to go that low to attach that word to their opponent's name, and then that's pretty goddamn low. But how could you follow up that? Could you get even lower? How low could Rich go? After that, he follows up making a video about me and making fun of the fact that I have a paralyzed eye. For those unaware, I do have something called third nerve palsy, which is not just a disability. It's commonly called lazy eye. I got it from a life-threatening brain aneurysm, and I've made my peace with it, but it is a disability that I live with daily. I have a lot of problems because I don't have two good eyes, so I have a lot of visual problems. I suffer from depth perception problems. I often reach past something that I'm looking for. So if you're blessed enough to have two good working eyes, thank your maker for that. And be thankful that you don't suffer every day with a debilitating disability. The fact that Rich just thought this was a good idea. How do I follow up the P thing? How do I follow that up? How can I display to the world, after I've just displayed to the world what a scumbag I am to do that, how can I follow it up? How can I shock jock this even worse to get views and attention? Because I have no facts to argue with my opponent with. I have no evidence to argue with my opponent with. How do I follow up that P comment? Well, I'll go on a public YouTube video and I will make fun of my opponent's physical disability. And by the way, for those unaware, if you suffer from third nerve palsy, look it up, search Google Images. It's not just a physical disability, it's also a disfigurement. Your face becomes disfigured. Your face is never the same once that nerve damage occurs. And many people who suffer from my condition suffer from many self-esteem problems. Me, I've made my peace with it. There was a time it bothered me a great deal, but I learned to put a pair of cheap sunglasses on and laugh it off. After all, I walked away from a life-threatening illness, walking and breathing after rehabilitation for many months. The scar of that event in my life I carry, and that is I have a paralyzed eye. But for Rich to follow up this pedo stuff with making a video making fun of my physical disability, does anybody remember? Maybe it's just me, but I remember some things from my childhood. Growing up in Philadelphia, there was a man named Francis in the neighborhood that I grew up in, and he suffered from Down syndrome. I was 6 or 7 at the time, as I recall, and he must have been 40 or more. He had elderly parents that he lived with, and some of the mean kids in the neighborhood would call him the R word, make fun of him. They would knock things out of his hands, and he was a kind, gentle soul who never hurt anybody. And when I saw those children do that, I became enraged, even getting in a fight with one of them once. So Rich is essentially the mean kid that is making fun of disabled people. That lowlife that would go so far as to make fun of someone that suffers from a disability, or in my case, a disfigurement. Does that make you feel like a man, Rich? Does that make you feel manly? And we also saw in the video that I showed earlier of his rant with alien addicts. By the way, I believe that was all a setup. I believe that whole show was set up so Rich could go and talk crap for all that time. And, but that's my personal belief. I'm entitled to it. But the fact that he also tonight went and did like he was proud of the fact that he made a video making fun of my physical disability. He thought that was great. That was great comedy. And to those of you that are so perhaps uninformed of what he did there that you're cheering him on in the live chat or cheering him on in the comments. Do you support making fun of somebody's physical disability? Do you support making fun of somebody who's physically disfigured from a life-threatening illness that they suffered? Would you support him making fun of kids in wheelchairs next? I mean, what level do we go to here? And again, all of this began because I say Third Phase of Moon peddle garbage. He chose to defend them, put me on blast, tell everyone I'm the bad guy. We've seen time and time again this P comment that he made directed at my friends and me. Now we see that he is so desperate to save face and has no facts and no evidence that he will make a video making fun of my paralyzed eye. By the way, that's the second time now. The P comment was a community guideline strike. Maybe he's unaware, so I will educate him. Hey, Rich, I don't know what world you live in, but I live in the real world. And I've already consulted with YouTube, and making fun of somebody's physical disability on YouTube is a community guideline strike. Is he so willing to attack me that he's willing to risk his only livelihood, his only source of money? And how sad is that? That he's willing to just risk his, I guess, his paycheck by making fun of somebody's physical disability on YouTube, which is a clear violation of community guidelines. You can't do it, Rich. I can't go on YouTube and make fun of kids in wheelchairs. I would get a community guideline strike. You can't, Rich, go on YouTube and make fun of me for having a paralyzed eye. It's a community guideline strike. You just screwed up again. How many rules is he willing to break to come after me? But this is the point. He has no arguments. We have facts. We have dates and a timeline and evidence. And we posted this video showing how he lied 10 or 12 times about me. And we showed why he lied. So I've challenged him for each of those 10 or 12 lies. He's putting words on my mouth. He said I said this. He said I said that. I said, show the clips, Rich. Where are the clips? Or are you just putting words in my mouth? You're manufacturing things because you have no argument here. That's how weak he is. He's an intellectual weakling. He can't win this argument. He knows he can't win this argument. So his only play left is to try to damage me, try to humiliate me into silence. And Rich, if you didn't know better, I will not be humiliated into silence here. It's not going to work. He has nothing else that he can say. So he's going to try to turn people against me. He keeps saying I'm lying. Show me the proof I'm lying. Show me the proof I lied, Rich. Where? Where did I lie? Show it to me. He can't. So what does he do? He implies that I may have pedo friends and that may make me a pedo as well. Then he makes a video making fun of my physical disability, which, by the way, is something I can't change, Rich. Thank God you have two good eyes, right? You don't have to suffer through that. And hey, let's be clear. I live a happy, full life. I don't let it affect me any more than it has to. But for somebody to make a video making fun of that, it tells you everything you need to know about him. That right there, those two things right there will teach you everything you need to know about what kind of man he is. He is like those mean kids in the neighborhood I grew up with in making fun of that disabled man. And that enraged me. But honestly, when I saw that he did that, it didn't make me angry. It made me ashamed of him. And what made me even more ashamed is seeing people cheer him on, seeing people leave comments. Oh, that was great. I think, in fairness, a lot of those people aren't aware of what exactly he did there, and he did it intentionally. And by the way, when he used the P word and associated my name with that, right? you heard in the video we posted earlier, he did it intentionally. He intentionally chose that word in his own words. Dig his hole, and he just keeps digging himself in deeper because he's got no play here. Now, remember, several nights ago we showed you how he's just not a man of his word, because he said, "Hey, if Third Phase had hoaxed or faked things in the past few years, I couldn't associate with them." Bullshit. Because a couple nights ago, we showed you 3 or 4 recent, very, very recent. We've got March 2022, fake garbage story peddled by Third Phase. We've got April 2022, fake garbage story peddled by Third Phase. We've got May 2022. How much more recent am I supposed to get? But Rich's talking points handed to him by his puppet masters is to tell everybody, hey, we made mistakes. We hoaxed stuff when we started, but we haven't hoaxed anything or faked anything in 5 years. We've just shown you examples from March, April, and May. And tonight we're going to show you more. But before we do that, let's hear what Rich has to say about what he would do if it was proven that Third Phase faked or hoaxed things in the past 5 years.
And, it is what it is now. The last 5 years, I've been a part of it for just about 3. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. If there were any hoaxes by them, I wouldn't be able to associate with them, at least business-wise. And they don't pay me.
So tonight, we're going to show you some more very recent examples of Third Phase of Moon intentionally peddling fake stories, manipulating stories. And in one case tonight, it is absolutely shocking what they did. Does anybody remember how this all started? There's a video on my channel here we copied from Alien Scientist. They came on Alien Scientist show and they were very proud of this video, claiming, that's some kind of defense. Well, let's forget about all the fake garbage in our documentary. Let's forget about all the fake stuff that we've been caught with over the years. Let's forget about all that, because did you see this latest video we posted? It's great. And instantly, Solar Marshall, who is admittedly, he's no fan of Third Phase of Moon. And remember, Rich said we try to debunk it and we failed. Remember that. Rich said that me and Solar Marshall live on the show tried to debunk it and failed miserably. First of all, I have said this before and I'm going to say it again. That's not how I work. If I'm going to try to prove or disprove something is real or true, I wouldn't do it live on air. I would do the work off air, do my work, and then present my findings. But, Solar Marshall, he's smarter than me, honestly. He instantly looked at the video and he said, that's space debris. I remember seeing something a few years ago just like that. And Solar Marshall pulls up a video of space debris and then Third Phase argues and says, no, it's not. That's not what it is. Tonight, we're going to see just how right Solar Marshall was. On the fly, he should get a lot of credit because he just looked at it for 10 seconds and he said, you guys are full of shit. That's space debris coming down. A decaying satellite, something. It's space debris. Solar Marshall said that. They argued with him and said, it can't be that. It can't be that. And then Rich put me and Solar Marshall on blast saying, we tried to debunk it and failed. Tonight we're going to find out how right Solar Marshall was. And when you see the shock, man, the gotcha moment tonight of how they created that, and I'm going to call that one a hoax. It's shocking what they did. And it's shocking that they sat on Alien Scientist Show, and at the time, they knew exactly what that video was. And we're going to show the proof that they knew exactly what that video was tonight. They argued against the space debris debunk theory of Solar Marshall. And while they were doing that, they were lying through their teeth because they knew he was right. They knew exactly what that video was, and yet they posted it as a UFO. I don't think I need to remind my audience, but a UFO is an unidentified flying object. If you know what the object is, it is by definition not a UFO. It's not unidentified. It's an identified object in the sky. So I'm going to put up my fair use banner, and we're going to get into this. We're going to show Rich from Goof On and everybody else 3 more recent examples of them manipulating things, clickbaiting, hoaxing. And by the way, these are recent. Rich loves that talking point. He said I had to go back 8 years to find fake things they've done. Well, no, if you go back 8 years, you will find fake things they've done. But more recently, we have shown a fake from February 2022, a fake from April 2022, and a fake from May of 2022. How much more recent, Rich, am I supposed to get? And, you know, this whole thing is so ridiculous. The fact that I have to argue with anybody, including Rich, about this stuff. A child could look at their videos and tell they fake things. But I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I don't get his, willingness to just keep doubling and tripling down. I predicted this. Remember, I said that no matter how many recent fake or hoaxed videos that we prove that they have perpetrated against their audience and against YouTube, I suppose, that he would not be willing to back down and say, yeah, that's fake. And listen, I get people want to defend their friends, but let's be clear here. Those aren't his friends. Those are his employers. He cannot and will not be honest with his audience or anybody else when they get caught faking things. He can't do it because they pay him. And that is called a conflict of interest. He has a huge conflict of interest. So you can choose to trust a man who's being paid by them, with what he has to say about all of this situation. You can choose to believe that he's credible. But I would caution you to think about what a conflict of interest it is to trust the man of a word who's getting paid by those people. He can't be impartial. He can't be objective, and he can't stand there with integrity and tell you the truth. I can. I don't have that conflict of interest. So I've got a video to share here. We're going to put up my fair use banner, and we're going to show you 3 more recent examples of third phase of moon faking stuff. And in one case, I challenge anybody to, argue with me that the third one isn't an absolute positive hoax. Let me get my fair use banner up here. So this is fair use. This is a transformative work. We will be sharing and discussing the video that we are sharing. However, I think it's safe to say that the creator of this video, Astral Citizens, is okay with us sharing it. But we're still going to cite fair use because we're using this video to educate the public about how Rich has to continually lie and tell people you have to go back 8 years to find fake things that third phase is pushing. And I think educating the public about things like this is very, very important. All right, let's get into it, friends. And by the way, I have 4 of my own examples, but we're going to save those 4 examples that I researched myself and can prove myself, without relying on other researchers. We're going to save those for another time if necessary. One more thing does come to mind about Rich. I think it was last night that he said, I'm going to take the high road here. And in the video that we shared from last Friday, he said he was moving on. He wasn't going to talk about me anymore. He talked about me all week. Then he says he's taking the high road. So at the end of his show last night, he says he's taking the high road. He's doing excellent work. He doesn't need to go low like that. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, he posts a video making fun of my paralyzed eye. You see the double speak? They don't pay me. Here's how they pay me. I'm not going to apologize. Oh, I apologize. I'm not going to apologize. I apologize to everybody. I didn't do anything wrong. Well, I feel really bad about what happened and what I said. It's doublespeak. He can't get it straight in his own mind because his mind is filled with all these lies that he has to continually spout. And again, he can tell you I'm lying. He doesn't show you. And also saying, hey, this is more doublespeak. Hey, if they've been caught faking things in the past 5 years, I just couldn't associate with them. Well, we've proven February 2022 faked something. April 2022 faked something. May 2022 faked something. Now we're going to show you some more recent fakes that they have pushed in the past couple of months. Is he gonna be a man of his word and no longer associate with them? No! He's gonna double down and make excuses. The one thing that I am disappointed about, but this is to be expected, I expected him to take each example we gave of them faking stuff and make excuses. They must have told him, shit, this stuff is completely fake and don't bring it up. You'll just remind people of how fake it is. Don't make the excuses. Just disparage him. Just humiliate him. Just try to turn people against him. Don't, argue with his evidence because we can't argue with the evidence. All right, here we go, friends.
The latest in a series of UFO videos from the YouTube channel Third Face of Moon has been circulating the internet and is causing quite a stir. But what's really going on? Are the videos just a series of fake videos? Or could these be real? We're here to debunk the 3 most recent videos of Third Face of Moon so you can make up your own minds.
This is Astral Citizens, brought to you by Heathcliff Spencer
Video
Peters.
link is in the description.
NASA doesn't want you to see. Nowadays, the internet is plagued with fake videos and information. Aliens, UFOs, and even celebrities are particularly popular for fakers.
By the way, I just want to mention that the video link that we are sharing is in the description of this video. I highly recommend that you support this person who is giving you the truth. You know why? Because Third Phase doesn't pay him to make excuses. Because Third Phase doesn't pay him to repeat talking points like we haven't faked anything in 8 years. He doesn't have a horse in the race here. He's being objective and bringing facts and evidence to the table where other people can only call people pedos and make fun of their disabilities.
But YouTube channel Third Face of Moon is making waves. You are going to find out what's really going on in this video by Third Face of Moon called What NASA Doesn't Want You to See. In this video, Third Face of Moon takes advantage of UFO believers' distrust of NASA and uses that to talk about a strange object in a livestream video from the International Space Station. In the context of Third Face of Moon's video, they play a clip of a person recording a monitor that plays the ISS live feed, which shows a view down to Earth. According to them, you can see a strange blue object, and suddenly, the blue object disappears. After some research, I stumbled upon the exact same video of the International Space Station on a stock footage website, a website where you can buy video. And from there I was able to find the actual live stream. In it, You can see that the blue stripe corresponds to the sunlight. It's not a UFO, but a byproduct of light.
And very important, they took it, apparently, from a stock video site, which would have been labeled. They would have known exactly what they were looking at. Great. What manipulation, right? We're just going to take stuff from a stock video site and we're going to create a UFO video out of it?
Conclusion. My conclusion is that Third Face of Moon deliberately does not mention their source, because the last thing you want is to inform your followers with facts, so why bother? And if you cut out a piece from the footage and show only the moment when you can see what's happening, you know that this is about light reflection. The title misleads their followers and suggests that NASA is hiding something, but in fact, I have more faith in NASA than hoaxes like Third Face of Moon.
Yeah, and so what we see here is we see deliberate editing, edit out the parts that wouldn't support their narrative that they create to sell a story, and hide your sources. Don't let people know that you just took this from a stock video website. Don't let people see the entire video or they may get wise to it. You got to selectively manipulate and edit things. This is manipulation. And it is deceptive. It is extremely deceptive to carefully manipulate a video and hide where you got it from.
Or their supporters.
I'm making this quick video because...
Pardon me, 1 second. I did not have time to post this video elsewhere, so let me just fast forward here. One second, cue it back. All right, here we go, friends.
Dripping with skepticism, UFO conspiracies, and people performing pseudoscience. The latest UFO video hasn't exactly produced any kind of positive feeling. It's another strange object of the same ISS livestream video, and they see more objects. I'm wondering, are Third Face of Moon and their UFO investigators from Mars? No is the answer, because nothingness on Mars has even more intelligence. And they are acting again. They talk about white spots, weird objects, etc., etc. Exactly the same issue as in the previous video I demonstrated. Let's watch the full video without a cut.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different when you see it without the cuts, the careful manipulation to sell the story. It's a little bit different.
Conclusion. The video was a collage of a cut and dramatized footage. They didn't share their source with the viewers, and they intentionally didn't show the full video.
Yeah, again, this is careful manipulation to sell the story. If you've got something real, you don't need to manipulate the footage.
Their story was a terrible and a completely not representative of what actually happened.
This one's my favorite.
We're going to be sharing evidence. You can almost see wingspans or corners of this craft. This thing almost looks like it's connected.
Massive craft shocks major city. The video presents a cluster of lights in Hawaii.
It's important to note, did you hear this Blake or Brent saying that you could see parts of the craft? Is that wing structure? While he's saying that, he knows exactly what this object is. He knows exactly what this object really is, while he's lying to the audience, pretending it's unidentified. No, this was identified. It was identified from the moment he first saw it and took it from another channel. Identified as space debris. But here comes the acting skills, terrible acting skills these guys have, to suggest I see wing structures. I can see parts of the craft. You know what it is. He already knew what it was when he sat there on a video pretending that this was a UFO. That's what he did. He sat there on a video pretending that this was some unidentified craft that shocked cities.
Their narrative, you can almost see wingspans of corners of this craft.
And by the way, this is the video on alien scientists that he shared and said to Solar Marshall and everybody else, oh no, it's not space debris. That's wrong. You know, Solar Marshall shared a very similar video of space debris coming into the atmosphere. Oh no, could be that. He knew it was space debris the entire time. He knew it was space debris when he made the video. He knew it was space debris when he sat there on Alien Scientist channel lying through his teeth saying it couldn't be space debris.
And that this is the very first time they ever seen it. And now...
Yeah, that's another lie. He lies in this video and says, this is the first time we've seen this. Now we're going to see the proof that he had seen it before from where he took it from. Who said it's space debris?
I've caught them on another big lie. I will tell you in a moment. I failed to find a recent event about this. No reports, nothing. In reality, we can see that there was a news story about this event that happened 2 years ago on October.
So 2 years ago, he took a video of space debris from 2 years ago. And then he sat there on a stream or a video. I'm not sure if it was a live stream or a video. He took a video that was identified as space debris. And then he sat there on his channel pretending it was unidentified. Do you know what that is, Rich? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that's called? Do you know what that's called doing that, Rich? That's called a hoax. If you know that the source of the video that you are using is space debris and you sit there pretending that it's a UFO when you know it is not a UFO, it's been identified as space debris. Do you know what that's called, Rich? That's called a hoax, Rich. And you said if they had been caught hoaxing anything in the past 5 years, you couldn't associate with them. Is Rich a man of his word? Is he going to sever ties and do the right thing here? No, of course not. He's going to make excuses or he's going to ignore this. Because this one is incredibly clear that this is a hoax, that this was purposefully done to sell a fake story. This was purposefully done using a video that he knew was space debris, sitting there lying, saying he sees wings and parts of the craft, of this unidentified craft. Then he goes on Alien Scientist and lies when Solar Marshall pulls up a similar video of space debris. Oh no. It's not space debris. He knew it was space debris. That's a hoax, Rich. That's a hoax. But let's get back to the video, and we'll see the shocking proof that Heathcliff here came up with.
October. And well, who do we have there? On a YouTube channel, you see Third Phase of Moon, published on October 25th, 2020.
Wow, that's awesome. May I share your video on my channel, Third Phase of Moon? We would be sure to credit you.
In the comment section, they write, "May I share your video on my channel Third Phase of Moon? We will be sure to credit you and your original link."
Don't advertise.
Oh, again. Hold on. All right, let's cue it back. Sorry about that, friends. I really got to find some more time and do this the right way going forward. My apologies. It's been a pretty busy day around here. All right.
Your original link. Conclusion. We're looking at a rocket booster. John O. Meara, chief scientist at the W.M. Keck Observatory, says that these bright lights are from an old rocket booster that launched a communication satellite into space in China in 2008.
So there we have it. It is space debris. It is a rocket booster coming down several years ago. They claimed that this was a recent event. Again, more manipulation, more intentional deception to sell a fake story about something. They know exactly what this is. They knew exactly what this was when they posted it. That, my friends, is a hoax.
The verdict. Nobody likes being misled. And in my view, Third Phase of Moon is just doing that. They provide very little information on the videos they post and intentionally leave out key pieces of information. There's manipulation involved, and yes, it's deliberate. What's more, the so-called UFO researcher who attended the live stream is unable to provide any analysis of the encounter when asked, and he sits there like a deer in headlights. Third Phase of Moon has to stop immediately. That's my advice. All these years, they run a high risk of being demonetized. Because YouTube clearly says in their spam, deceptive practice and scam policies, YouTube doesn't allow spam, scams, and other deceptive practices that take advantage of the YouTube community. And that is what they are doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are doing. This example proves it more than many. This is absolutely positively deceptive and a hoax. They knew what the object in the video was. They said it was an unidentified craft. That is completely and totally deceptive.
And I'm referring to the misleading meta or thumbnails using title, thumbnails, description to trick users into believing the content is something it is not. So again, Third Phase of Moon has to stop immediately. Here's the thing. We get it. You're a UFO believer and you've seen the videos from Third Phase of Moon. But here's the thing. These are hoaxes. They are not real. Comment below and let us know what you think about this latest batch of UFO videos from Third Phase of Moon.
Astral Citizens is home to unbiased and rare UFO news. Like and share this video and comment below. Click the thanks button below this video to show support. If you want to see more, make sure to follow us. Join the free UFO social network at astralcitizens.com and become a true citizen of the stars.
Excellent. So there we have it, friends. It does not get any more hoaxy than that one. But then again, yes, it does, because I have more examples that I could share with you. And you may remember that I said that Rich will double and triple down. He will make excuses. I'm kind of disappointed. He hasn't been making excuses for these recent examples because he knows he looks foolish, because he said we could not find recent examples. We had to go back 8 years. Not sure the date of these last few, but they are certainly within the last year, I believe, maybe 2. And I have 4. I have 4 more examples of these sort of fake stories being pushed by Third Phase of Moon. I'm not going to drop them tonight. And in fact, by the way, it's important that I point out that last night Rich said that he was going to be the bigger man and he was just going to move on from this. And I said, great. I don't need to waste any more time on this guy. I would have not mentioned him again. But he couldn't let it go. He had to publish a video at 3:00 in the morning making fun of me and my physical disability and disfigurement. Great guy. Again with the doublespeak. I'm taking the high road here. I'm moving on. Last Friday, on Alien Addicts show, he said, "I'm just moving on with my life. I'm not going to talk about him anymore." He can't help himself though. And I last night when I heard him say that, somebody sent me a clip and a timestamp. Oh, he said he's going to take the high road. I said, good. If he would take the high road, I would take the high road too. And I will just, not talk about this anymore. My audience doesn't want to hear about this anymore. We've wasted enough time on this garbage peddler and his employer, garbage peddler. There's just no excuse for this stuff. And the fact that he thought that he was going to be able to squirm and weasel his way around this shows you everything that you need to know. I hear he's calling me the angry channel. I hope to improve as a person and be less angry. I've certainly popped off. Yeah, a very passionate man. And sometimes I get angry and I raise my voice, do whatever. I'm going to work on that and be a better man. He can call me the angry channel. Tonight I wasn't angry. Mostly, I feel extremely sad for Rich because he has dug this hole for himself and he keeps digging it bigger. For him to think it was okay to make that pedo comment, I may have pedo friends. What would that make me? A pedophile? Maybe it would, Stephen. For him to make that comment and then think, how could I top that? Let's make a video making fun of his physical disability, making fun of a man with a paralyzed eye. I mean, Rich, you just made a video making fun of a guy with a paralyzed eye, which is completely and totally, by the way, against YouTube's community guidelines. You can't do that. I can't make videos making fun of kids in wheelchairs, and you can't make a video on YouTube making fun of me having a paralyzed eye. But he did it. He did it right after he said he was taking the high road. That is Rich's high road. He has no facts. He has no evidence. He has backed himself into a corner here. I've said it before. I will say it again. He's not smart enough to play this game with me. And if any of his so-called friends truly cared about him, that's another issue. I saw people that were in his live chat also making fun of my paralyzed eye. There's people in the comments cheering him on for making fun of me having a paralyzed eye. I don't want these kind of people anywhere near me or my life. I will cut them out of my life like a cancer. Access to me is not a right. Some people get these things, twisted. I get it. I'm a public figure. I'm an online personality, whatever that is. But some people just think that they have the right to have access to my life, my thoughts and feelings, whatever. And you don't. If these people that call themselves his friends were correct, friends, they would tell him, you should not have done that. You went too far. You should not have said that. You went too far. So he's going to sit there and tell you that no one except me and my so-called friends are saying that he was wrong here. We've seen it in the previous video. He said, I didn't do anything wrong. Was it wrong to make that pedo comment, Rich? Was it wrong to make fun of somebody's physical disability and disfigurement? Was that wrong? You know, it's a sad thing, but a man admits his mistakes and moves on. And here's the thing, you know, I get these fake apologies that he tried to put up last Friday, but then he went right back to putting me on blast. If you apologize, then he gave me an "I'm sorry, but." That's what he did. And he gave the community an "I'm sorry, but." And it was a very wise woman, my wife, who taught me that that's not a real apology. To say "I'm sorry, but," and then make excuses for it. No, that's not a real apology. A real apology is I screwed up. I did something wrong. I apologize. I'm not going to defend my actions because they were wrong. But he can't do that because he's not a real man. A real man can admit mistakes, move on, and apologize. He's not going to do that here. He's going to keep doubling down and tripling down. You know, I commented to a friend earlier, is he going to make fun of my autistic son next? Like, how is he going to top this shock rock, let me be as nasty and slimy as I could possibly be so that I could get views and attention? Because I have no factual arguments. I have no evidence here, and I've backed myself into a corner lying about Stephen for a week now, a week or more straight, 2 weeks. He has claimed now, the new spin is that I've done all these production videos because I'm obsessed. And the truth is, by the way, I want to thank Spooky for that introduction video. The truth is, like, Spooky's much better at this stuff than me. Spooky did that intro video in 20 minutes. We're not obsessed. And, granted, I probably took a little longer with that other video that we released earlier, but to try to spin it to say I'm obsessed and he loves, we're giving him all this attention. No, Rich, I'm not obsessed, and trying to spin it in your favor to tell people I'm doing this all because I'm obsessed, it won't help you. You have dug this hole for yourself. I spent my time correcting the lies that you were telling people, Rich. And I did that very effectively. We've shown 10 or 12 examples of you straight lying through your teeth on me, because that's what you need to do to continue down this dark and dangerous path that you have chosen for yourself. And I feel sorry for you because you have created this situation. For Rich to suggest that he can somehow maintain credibility here with these things that he has done, not just to me, to other people, certainly. He cannot maintain credibility or objectivity when he is making excuses for the fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery of his employers. He has no integrity. A man with integrity would look at these things and say, I can't argue with these facts. I can't argue with this evidence that they keep pushing fake garbage. The talking points that they've changed, they're trying to do better, those talking points fall apart when you begin to investigate. Rich cannot maintain any credibility or objectivity here. He's got a huge conflict of interest, and that is that they are paying him. He will try to spin this. It's all my fault. The timeline is very clear. I got in an argument with Third Phase of Moon on May 19th. And then on May 22nd and May 23rd, he put me on blast, making me the bad guy and telling people how terrible I was. By the way, Rich, somebody pointed out that over the past several months, you have complimented what great work I do here many, many times. Now you're telling people that I'm a liar and a hoaxer. Oh, let's not forget that. He put that I am a hoaxer in his video title. Why would you do that, Rich? Do you have any proof that I hoaxed anything ever? Of course he doesn't. But again, this is about mudslinging because he has no facts. He has no evidence. This is about trying to turn people against me, make me the bad guy here. And I would just submit to all within the sound of my voice this very important thing, and that is, who told the truth here? And who lied to you? Who has a financial motive to defend Third Phase of Moon, and who has no financial motive to tell you the truth about these issues? He can continue to try to say it's my fault. Like I said, the timeline is very clear. My original disagreement was with Third Phase of Moon on May 19th. And by the way, Solar Marshall was right. We can watch that video now with this new information. We can watch that video of that argument between me and Third Phase and Solar Marshall with new perspective, because we can see that Third Phase knew that that video that they were sharing was space debris. They knew it. Solar Marshall pulls up a similar video saying it's most likely space debris, or whatever he said. But he was right. He was 100% right. No, it could be space debris. They sat there and lied to the audience. Granted, it was alien scientist audience, but still the audience in general. They sat there lying. And then Rich attacks me and Solar Marshall, saying that we tried to debunk it and failed. Looks like we were right, Rich, and looks like your lying employers lied through their teeth to try to cover their tracks with that hoax. And I love that somebody pointed out, here's what somebody said. Rich was referencing Cambian's work several times in the past few months, saying that Cambian was doing really good work. But now he's saying Cambian's a liar, etc. Shows how two-faced he is. Yeah. And did you notice in that introduction clip, he once claimed that 30 to 40% of my audience came from my, what was it, 1 or 2 times I was a guest on his show? 30 to 40%. He gave me, 2,000 to 2,500, right, subscribers somehow. And as far as this making fun of my physical disability, if that makes him feel like a man, if that's what he's got to do to feel like a man, and by the way, also in that video, he implied that I only have one ball. Eyeball, he meant, but really, that's another subtle way to attack my masculinity. And why does he keep attacking my masculinity? Why does he need to attack my masculinity? Why doesn't he attack my facts here? Why doesn't he attack my evidence? He's got to attack my physical disability. He's got to imply I may have pedo friends, or I myself, and that might make me a pedo. He's got to attack my physical disability. It's crazy. Maybe that makes him feel like a man. What kind of man makes fun of somebody's disability? And I said it before, I'll say it again, third nerve palsy is not just a disability, it's a physical disfigurement. Your face is just never the same. And that leads many people to have self-esteem issues. I did for a while, until I learned to deal with it. I learned to put on a pair of cheap sunglasses and roll on with my life and enjoy my life. But I have come to what I believe is the root of this entire fiasco, and I've learned something. You see, I'm not sure Rich heard about me or something, and he started sharing some of my character, bits or comedy bits or whatever on his show. And I didn't mind that. Then he asked me to come and be a guest on his show. And I'm going to be very honest with everybody right now for the first time about this situation. When he asked me to be a guest on his show, I was 50-50. I didn't think it was a good idea. I thought, he works for Third Phase of Moon, who I believed at the time, and I believe it even more strongly today, that Third Phase of Moon is the biggest garbage peddlers of fake stories and fake everything in this entire thing. So when he asked me to be a guest, I was this close to saying, listen, I would like to, but you work for Third Phase and they're garbage peddlers, and I don't want to be associated with anybody that works for garbage peddlers. But I didn't, I gave him a chance, and now we see how that worked out. And what happened after that is that I was forced to give him a pass on Third Phase of Moon this entire time. And some of you know that I expressed my feelings about him working for them, promoting their garbage, defending their garbage, or whatever. But I certainly pulled punches in the interest of just keeping the peace. I gave him a pass on third phase. And this is a problem that I will be sure to never repeat. I cannot give anybody a pass ever, because it was borderline dishonest what I did, giving him a pass. Well, I don't have many friends in this thing. It's very lonely doing this. So maybe being friends with another show host, even if he has credibility issues, might be beneficial. It's very lonely. People don't realize that. Sometimes I think about it. It's very lonely doing this every day. And even though, I've got sometimes hundreds of people in the live chat, it still feels very lonely. So when you meet somebody doing a similar show, it feels, for a time, it felt less lonely. And I got to, I suppose, hang out with some of his other friends that do shows or whatever. But that's another story. There's a whole clique there, right? And I shouldn't have done that. I should not have given him a pass. When he asked me to be a guest, I should have said, I'm sorry, you work for Third Phase of Moon, who I believe to be the biggest garbage peddlers in this thing. And so I don't want to be a guest on your show. No, thanks. And this leads to another situation, which is, all I said from the very start of this disagreement is that he cannot have any credibility calling other people fakers, fraudsters, or hoaxers when he is constantly defending his employers for that which he accuses others of. That's a hypocrite, friends. To work for somebody that does this level of garbage peddling and then talk about Jeremy Corbell, talk about, I don't know, even Lou Elizondo. I can't believe I'm going to defend these guys, but Lou Elizondo, Jeremy Corbell, or whatever, haven't peddled as much fake garbage as his employers. So he has no credibility left. He has no moral high ground. You can't have moral high ground when you're clearly being hypocritical here. And this is where I'm at, and this is where I find myself. So we've got some time left for the live chat. Got through that in a pretty good clip. Yes, and the Sixth Sense is giving our fair use statement. The video and all videos we share tonight may contain transformative or derivative work for the purpose of education, commentary, and criticism. This is certainly fair use. So the title of tonight's show is How Low Can Rich Go? I'm predicting that he's probably going to get worse, right? How can he get worse than associating somebody with the P word and then making fun of their paralyzed eye? How do you get worse than that? How's he going to top that? How much slimier can he get in this so-called disagreement? He could, if he had any, argue with intelligence, facts, and evidence, but apparently he doesn't have those things. So he's going to resort to these ad hominem attacks. He's going to try, like I said, he's going to continually try to humiliate me. Humiliating me is not going to help you, Rich. Making fun of my paralyzed eye is not going to help you, Rich. Suggesting the P thing about me is not going to help you. And, that's another thing. This guy loves to talk about numbers, and he also loves to talk about how right he is. But a friend of mine sent me a video of both Rich's social blade and my social blade. And it clearly shows that since this whole thing started, I have gained subscribers and he has lost subscribers. So he's digging his own hole. It's not going to get better doubling down here. And he said he was going to take the high road, and he hasn't yet. And he can call me the angry channel. I wasn't angry tonight. I tried not to be. Do I have a right to be angry? Yeah. It kind of pisses you off when somebody's making fun of your disability. But I will have pity on him like I had pity on those mean children that used to tease, harass, and make fun of a man with Down syndrome in my old neighborhood. You just got to say, karma will take care of those people. Karma will be their reward. How he can justify this and continue to say that I'm the bad guy here We've got facts here. We've got evidence. It was a bad decision for him to put me on blast. He should have just said, hey, I'm defensive of my friends. I made a bad decision, and move on. Now, one thing he is right about is that he's not worth my time. He's not worth my energy, and he's not worth my effort. And he's not worth yours either, by the way, any of you. He's not worth your attention. He's not worth your time or energy, because we could see what kind of man he is. And if I had one wish for the world, it would be that the universe does not reward him for these dangerous actions that he has undertaken. If I had one wish, it would be that the universe doesn't give him clicks and views, which is what he wants. Let's be shocking. Let's make fun of somebody's paralyzed eye, because that'll get some clicks and views. Great logic, Rich. Great logic. I hope the universe doesn't reward him for that, but I do believe in karma. The problem with karma, however, is that sometimes it takes too long. It takes far too long, right? And sometimes you get angry when somebody intentionally tries to humiliate you or lies through their teeth 10 or 12 times about you to save face. You get angry and you say, I should help karma along a little bit, right? But I try to be mostly a pacifist, really. He's lucky for that, There would have been a time where I would have handled this situation entirely differently as a man. But I've got a wife and children and responsibilities. I'm not getting in trouble over this joker. I'm just not going to do it. So we've got time for oh boy. Well, I see we have some trolls in the live chat. That's great. Yeah, I did. I said that they should have. I said they should have a real, a real skeptic like me fact check them. I wasn't really asking for a job. I don't think I would work for them if they offered. By the way, they did offer for me to work for them, and I declined. And by the way, in case you missed it, Solar Marshall and I were right on the fake video that they were sharing. They hoaxed that. They knew exactly that it was space debris while they sat there and lied through their teeth. And isn't it interesting that the people that are going to come here and defend Third Phase or Rich are brand new live chat participants that have never been here before? Isn't that a coincidence? It's great. And I got a lot of trolling from brand new Twitter accounts as well today. I wonder what the source of that is, right? Mean Gene Crazy Craig says, Stephen, you are awesome, and don't let anybody make you think otherwise. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the support and people who reached out to me. This joker is going to keep saying that nobody says what he did was wrong. Even some of his, actually, I don't even want to get into it, but a lot of people are saying what you did was wrong, Rich. A lot of people. Anybody that's honest, right? Oh, I see we have some porn spam comments too. If somebody in the live chat is a moderator, please let's see if we can't get rid of that. He said you were from the island of Lesbos, but I think you're from Philadelphia. Did he say that? That's another attack on my masculinity. Hey, Rich, why do you keep attacking my masculinity? Do you have some issues? Are you projecting? Because so far you've misgendered me and called me she and her. You have suggested that I, again, have the P word, friends, and that might make me a P word. You misgendered me. You implied I only have one testicle. And now somebody's telling me that you said I'm from the island of Lesbos. Great. Why does he got to keep attacking my masculinity? I'm very secure in my masculinity. I don't get it. I don't get it. as if attacking my masculinity will help him in this situation, right? Like, uh-oh, Steve got another 3 recent videos they faked. Let's tell everybody he's from the island of Lesbos. Let's tell everybody he's a she. Let's purposefully misgender him. Again, all of this is attempts to humiliate me. Why do you need to humiliate me, Rich? Why can't you argue your case with facts and evidence? Is it because you don't have any and you know that you're basically screwed here? He's backed himself into this corner. He keeps up with the talking points. Oh, you can only find stuff from 8 years ago. What are we up to now? We're up to 6, at least. We're up to 6 completely and totally manufactured fake stories that his garbage peddler employers peddled. But again, I'm the bad guy here. I'm definitely the bad guy. Hector says, you have a wife and children. He lives with his mom. End of discussion. Yeah. Philly fan says, you do good work for real. None of this shit is moving anything forward, bro. Yeah, I agree. And by the way, I got an important announcement to make, too. Because Rich is in truth envy and secretly in love with Cambers. Yeah, I think he is. Maybe that's why he keeps misgendering me. He wishes I was a female because he's in love with me. It's great. Yeah, please be careful in the live chat. There's certainly some things that YouTube doesn't like people saying, right? Yeah, that was a third phase of moon tactic to send trolls in. Yeah, because they know they don't have any real support, so it's probably people on sock accounts because they know they don't have any real supporters, right? Stormcrow, remember that time Third Phase did some live on the street reactions with strangers, and it was people out of their music videos. Great. Yeah, if you have to employ your friends that were also actors in your music videos to sell a fake story, that could give you some indication that they peddle fake stories. Koala Bear, keeping it real, Stephen. Yeah, and by the way, I apologize to everyone. I do apologize for one thing, and that is I apologize for giving him a pass. I apologize for being a guest on his show. He's not credible. He never will be credible. He's a shit starter and a garbage peddler. Just, that's what he does. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, Lord Ludacris says they are using the Fessler Book of War and using it on you. There was a time when the Fessler crew called me One-Eyed Willie, and Rich talked about how terrible that is for them to make fun of your paralyzed eye. And then he did the exact same thing that they did, calling me One-Eyed Willie. Except he said, I only have one working eyeball. Must make him feel like a man to make fun of people with disabilities. Maybe he stands outside, like schools for the deaf or, schools for blind kids and makes fun of them too. I mean, all you need to know about this whole situation is that he made a public video, which again, I'm going to reiterate this again, it's against YouTube terms of service. You cannot make a video making fun of somebody's physical disability on YouTube, Rich, but that's what you did. I mean, who does that? Who thinks that's okay? And not only does he think that's okay, he was doing a victory lap on his show tonight about how great that was, that he did that. Can't believe he said that. Yeah. Somebody said he's jealous of my laugh. Yeah. The bad Joker laugh he does is terrible too. Yeah, good. I'm glad. Philly fan says, Personally, I thought Third Phase of Moon was done with faking evidence, but you have definitely proved otherwise tonight. Thanks. See our previous video. And I want to thank Heathcliff from Astral Citizens for allowing us to use his video. And by the way, I have 4 more of my own. And, you know, I've got to do some editing or whatever to explain how they faked the other 4 that I have. And that will bring us to 10 if I finish those 4 and show you guys 4 more fake stories that they peddled, right? Oh, geez, I forgot all about the super chats tonight. Let me make sure that we get those all. Ash Dobbs, kind and generous, $5, says, night all, thanks for the show. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. It's much, much appreciated. Yeah. And that's Rich's obsession with numbers is funny too, because he likes to, you know, he likes to jam it to me that like he has slightly better numbers than me, but I haven't sold out. I haven't, you know, I don't have a channel with 800,000 subscribers feeding me subscribers and, you know, feeding me views and viewers. He does. And somebody else pointed out that Rich indeed used to be very critical of them, but then suddenly they offered him money to come and work for them, and now he's their biggest cheerleader. That will also tell you something about Rich from GoofOn. I mean, did you sell out that quick, that easy, right? You knew they were fake. You used to go after them for being fake and pushing fake garbage. But the narrative is this redemption arc, you know, like, oh, yeah, they used to fake all kinds of stuff, but they turned over a new leaf and they're really trying to do better. No, they're not. They've just gotten better at hiding how they fake things now. They've just gotten better at pretending that they're not faking things. Okay, there's 1 second, friends. I'm going to check in with the I apologize. During the presentation, I don't know if there was super chat, so I'm going to read them all. We read each and every single super chat, and we thank everybody for their kindness, their generosity, and their support. I'm gonna do that right now. And there's John Griffin with a kind and generous $4.99 super chat. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. Let me. I'm going to share my screen and recognize you kind and generous benefactors who are kindly throwing a couple of bucks in my hat. So we've got Lord Ludicrous, who says, great show tonight. Solar Marshall called it, and Stephen was right about every claim he made in that panel. Keep up the great work, and F the haters and liars. Thank you, Lord Ludicrous Plaid, longtime show supporter, for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. We have Scott Hernandez with a kind and generous $4.99 super chat, or super sticker. Thank you for your kindness. And we have Ash Dobbs, who says, night all, thanks for the show. And then, of course, we have this latest from John Griffin, $4.99 super chat, no message. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. I want to thank all you kind and generous Patreon supporters. Remind everybody you can become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month, get some extra goodies, or you can become a channel member here. Check out the join button for $5 a month and get all of the Patreon benefits plus some extra goodies here on YouTube, like a member badge and priority and the member section here that is here on our channel. 1 second, too. We're going to do this right now. We're going to recognize all of our kind and generous channel members. I'd like to do something like this to call out and thank all of the Patreon supporters, too. But the problem with that is that many people are on Patreon with their real names or emails. So I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to do that. But I do want to thank all of our channel members here. 1 second, we'll share my screen as well to thank them. And then I do have an important announcement to make tonight that is unfortunately going to it's going to affect our a little bit. It's going to affect the show here for a little while. 1 second. 1 second, friends. Please bear with me. Yeah, there's another thing, Rich. I have to run my show with a paralyzed eye. You don't. Be thankful for that, and don't make fun of people who have to struggle with a disability. Sometimes, friends, I struggle with things like share screens and reading things because I have one paralyzed eye. Imagine that, right? Some people think it's okay to make fun of people for that. Great. Okay, we want to thank our kind and generous members, Tina Teeden, Carolyn Barnett, Andy Cartier, Frapsap, Andy Kurtz, Gary Arnold, Firmbulax. I'm starting to be able to just pop that one off. When I first had to say Firmbulax, Fernum Ambulax. Maybe that's better. Reload, and Sidvich. Thank you all for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show, being a member. Yeah. So, Spooky with a kind and generous £1.79 who says Hoofon. And I want to thank Spooky for that excellent introduction video. It really does, it really set, it made me feel good that at least some people understand and I'm not the bad guy. And, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Lord Ludicrous, $1.99 says, thank you for standing by your morals, shows honesty. Thank you, Lord Ludicrous. And some people don't have honesty. They're just slime balls that like to make fun of people's disabilities here. Aximus Rowe with a kind and generous $20 Australian says, keep it up, Steve. I turned to your channel because I was sick of the BS coming out since Wowcock introduced us to Corey. You bust our balls and we love it. Yeah, and I'm going to continue to do it, Aximus Rowe. Thank you for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And nobody gets a pass from me going forward. If somebody asks me to go on their show and I think that they're not credible, I'm just going to say no. I'm not associating myself with people that will defend this fakery, fraudery, and bullshittery. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to maintain or do my very best to maintain my integrity, and I'm going to not give it. Nobody gets a pass from me going forward because I've just seen what happens when I give somebody a pass. This is what happens. Rich is what happened. I gave him a pass. Shouldn't have. And I did sort of get the sense when I first got introduced to him that he was a slime ball. But then I thought maybe that's just the character. He's just playing a slime ball to get the views and shock people. He's just playing a misogynist. He's just playing, transphobic or homophobic or whatever. He's not really like that. Turns out, yes, he is. And he's willing to call people, I'm not going to say it again, and he's willing to make fun of people's disabilities in addition to all of his other wonderful character traits. But thank you all for helping us to crash.
Praise the cash. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your generosity. Praise the cash, praise the cash, praise the cash.
And DKG Custom says, all ufology is bullocks. Prove me wrong. Yeah, Stormcrow says, no more passes. Lord Ludicrous reminding everybody, hit the thumbs up, friends. Mike Gambali says, the stink at the bottom of the garbage pile is the worst. Yeah, it's free to hit the thumbs up. Yes, one of the other ways that you could support us is to like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. It really does help raise us in the search engine. Oh, look, Third Phase of Moon is here. You're a little late. He makes his own decisions. We don't condone any type of infighting in the YouTube community. Yeah, do you guys condone him making fun of somebody's physical disability? He works for you. Why don't you tell him to take that video down because it's cringe? Is he going to make fun of children in wheelchairs next, Blake and Brent? Are you okay with him making that P comment? Are you okay with that as his employers? I don't get it. And if you were his friend, you would tell him, regardless of how he feels, it's a really bad idea to go on a public YouTube video and make fun of somebody's physical disability. And it's against the YouTube community guidelines. He could get a strike for that. And to be clear, I'm not striking him, but somebody could report him for that. Somebody could. I won't. I give you my word. I'm not striking him. But somebody could report that and he'll get a community guideline strike. It's a stupid idea to go on a public video on YouTube and make fun of somebody's physical disability. DKG Custom says, third phase, all ufology is bullocks. Prove me wrong. Yeah, and I didn't get it wrong, and you guys got it wrong. You sat there on Alien Scientist Channel pretending that wasn't space debris. We saw tonight where you took it from. You knew it was space debris. You knew exactly what it was. Third phase, I watched you a couple of years ago and quickly saw that you were clearly in it for the money. You dripped of fraud and deceit. Unfortunately, misleading people like you do is wrong. Yeah, and if I were them, I would revisit their practices, because what they do is against YouTube's policies on, deceit and scams and things. It can be clearly demonstrated that they're doing things that are well against the rules on YouTube. They could be demonetized. They could lose their entire platform. Just like Rich could be demonetized or lose his platform for making fun of handicapped people on YouTube. Oh, Astral Citizens is here too. Astral Citizen says, I don't need YouTube and I don't care about YouTube. Yeah, some people do it not for, an income source. Astral Citizens, I want to point out that you are walking on thin ice, because what you are doing is violating the community guidelines. I believe that he is correct in that assertion. Or to make baseless claims that somebody is a P word. Then you do support Rich when it comes to that kind of things. Yeah. David Bucky says, looks like third phase doesn't want to be associated with Rich's poor choice in videos. Yeah, he's certainly made some poor choices. Frapsap, member, Frapsap. Thank you for being a member, Frapsap. I appreciate it. You can't be a servant of two masters. You can't serve both God and Mammon. Mammon? Yeah, I believe Rich can't be a servant of two masters. He can't serve the truth and be okay with shit peddlers. You just can't do it. There's no way. Like I said too, like every time he puts somebody on blast, calling somebody a faker, a frauder, or a bullshitter, all they have to do is hand him back to third phase of Moon. You work for third phase of Moon. You have nothing to say about this because you work for third phase of Moon. Frauds live and breathe to scam and mislead people, and they love social media to do it. It's a huge pool of would-be victims. Frap has a problem with your praise the cash stick, Steven. Does it? I don't know, Frap. Tell me what is the issue? I think you're talking about a entirely different video. Heathcliff got it all wrong. That's okay, though. Everybody has their own opinions on whether or not that was space debris. You took it from a video that said this is space debris. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Mammon is the fat Buddha idol of luck. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for informing me. That's the best you got? It's clearly the same video. You know it is. Why do you think everyone is stupid? Frapsap says, I joined as a member and on goof on. Well, I'm not going to comment on anybody supporting him. And by the way, I've never asked anybody to take sides. He sure has, right? I just had a guest cancel because of this nonsense. So somebody's asking people to take sides. I won't do that. People can make up their own mind who they want to support. Philly fan 100 says, third phase of Moon, you guys vet your videos, right? Trying to be neutral because I like you guys. Third phase of Dumpster Fire. Yeah, try to be civil though, guys. It's true. David Bucky says, give third phase a break. They have to hoax. They're terrible at making music. I'm a musician. I can't say I disagree with them, but I applaud everyone who has the courage to stand there and try. Right? You got to give somebody a little bit of credit. They're willing to at least try to write songs or whatever. Yeah, and the Sixth Sense is reminding people, feel free to express your opinions here. Truth Seekers is completely open to others' viewpoints, opinions on subjects covered. All opinions are welcome as long as they are not offensive or rude. Yeah, we have a free speech zone here. Imagine that. If they were a true fan, they would have known how you feel about them. B. Baker reminded people to hit like, subscribe, and share. Yes, and I want to remind you, if you're listening in audio podcast land, that you're missing half of the fun. We do all of the live tapings right here on YouTube. So go on over to YouTube and in the search bar, put Truth Seekers, one word, smash this. When you see the guy with the sunglasses, that would be us here, the Truth Seekers channel. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you too can come here and be part of the fun. Oh, God. Philly fan says we all go to Kensington and work it out Philly style. That would be bad. Frapsap is saying that his fiance wants him to save money for an engagement ring. No more UFO money. Yeah, that's certainly more important. Sure. Don't bust a TV. Third phase has been hoaxing for at least 10 years since the Art Bell days. Yeah, and you know what's funny is probably 10 years ago, somebody that I worked with who knew I was interested in UFOs showed me their channel. And I looked at it and went, this is garbage. This is garbage. This is garbage. I don't know. Third phase, do you credit people who S down your throat? Oh, boy. We Are All Vultures says maybe you should do better, third phase of Moon, if you don't like how people feel about your grifting. Yeah, I mean, how much money did you make off of these 3 fake videos that we saw tonight? I've done some math, and I think if they're getting 50,000 views, they're getting between $300 and $500 for each fake thing they push. I guess I'd be motivated if I'm getting $300 to $500 for every fake thing I push. Great. I mean, all you got to do is throw your morals in the trash. And the sad thing about them is I think that they truly do want to be perceived as important or credible in this thing. But the sad truth is that their reputation precedes them, and they can use those talking points, we've changed and all that stuff. You display, what I would say to third phase is don't tell me that you've changed, show me. Because when I look at it, nothing's changed, guys. It's just, it's garbage peddling. You manipulate everything, you selectively edit, you put up videos that you call unidentified that you know are not unidentified. Dirty Mike says, it's not hate. We're sick of fakes like you bringing down the community. People like you are why the UFO community isn't taken seriously. Yeah. Yeah, we should not use. Rich has made a business decision. Third phase or the glory hole. Wow, that's rough. Robert Redmond is here saying Greer looks like a reptilian. Yeah, I suppose that he does. On third phase, every blimp is a mothership. Oh yeah, you pushed that blimp in New Jersey as a UFO, when clearly it had already been identified as a blimp with lights on the side of it. That was another of your gems of garbage. Garbage peddle. But most of me, though, really feels sad for Rich because he's got he's got to push that garbage peddler cart now. He's all chips in on this, and you know I get. Dropped a link for StreamYard. Never. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So very very important announcement, and I don't know how I'm supposed to approach this or talk about this, but I on Sunday, this coming Sunday, it will be June 5th, and that will be my that will be Truth Seekers show 2-year anniversary. The very first Truth Seekers show premiered or debuted on June 5th, 2020, 2 years ago. Last year, we didn't celebrate the anniversary. I don't know why. I was busy. Things were going on. But this year, we're going to have a panel show on June 5th, Sunday night, June 5th at 9 p.m., and we're going to celebrate 2 years of Truth Seekers. We're going to play some best of clips. We're going to invite everybody on the panel show and have a really good time. And there's another reason why I wanted to do that, and that is because I am having some medical and health issues. And just to be clear, all of this is verifiable and completely unrelated to the latest drama-rama. So don't let anybody lie or get things twisted. But I'm having some medical and health issues, and I have been procrastinating getting that situation resolved. And now you guys know that I'm always honest with my audience, but there are some things. I'm going to tell you that I'm having medical and health issues. I don't want to get into the specifics. That's personal, you know. But I have had these ongoing health issues, and I've been sort of procrastinating and ignoring them. And now it's reached the point where I really have to go and take care of some health issues that I'm having. So after this Sunday, June 5th, I'm going to have to take off, maybe indefinitely. I don't know how long it's going to take to resolve those situations. I'm going to say at least a few weeks, maybe a month. And this is not a choice, you know, or I should say, you know, I'm not making a conscious choice to not do the show for a few weeks. It's a medical situation, and I just have to take care of it. I can't not. We've reached that point. So after this Sunday, I'm going to be taking a little bit of time off to deal with those health issues, and I would appreciate, you know, while I appreciate the support, I would also appreciate at least people letting me keep my health and medical issues private. But I, you know, this just is what it is, and I'm going to have to take a few weeks off. I certainly don't want to. I've been putting it off. And by the way, I haven't taken any significant time off of the show in 2 years. I think once I took a week off, but that was to deal with, that wasn't even a week. It was like 4 or 5 days. It was to deal with legal issues relating to the show. I couldn't broadcast until we got those squared away. And in that situation too, I didn't want to take the time off, but I had to. So I got to take a few weeks off. Now, like I said, it's going to be at least a few weeks that I'll be dealing with these health issues. I'm hopeful that that situation will be resolved. I have not checked PayPal. Let me get over there. Thank you, 6 Cents, reminding me. There is a PayPal, how to donate by PayPal. There's a few ways to support our show. One is to become a Patreon supporter for $1 a month. The other way is to become a member. The third way is those super chat buttons down there. You could buy a super sticker or send a super chat message, any amount you wish. Whoa. Incredibly generous. I can't believe this. Wow. Wow. Dennis with a kind and generous $100, $99. And he says, anyway, Stephen, what I actually wanted, even though I am a bit broke, I just had to send you these $99 from the bottom of my heart saying, Stephen, stay true like you do. Keep on hunting them down for the realness. And remember this famous quote, brother. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't none. Truth Seekers till I die. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity. Wow, so incredibly generous of you. I appreciate that immensely, and thank you, 6 Cents, for reminding me to check that. By the way, we thank every single person that sends us any support. So if you send us a Patreon, we call it out. That's another one. If you send a Cash App, let me do that one because I think we're a few behind on that. I've just now set up notifications to my phone for Cash App, and going forward, I'll get a little message on my phone every time somebody sends. So John sent a kind and generous $10 Cash App, and let me see, Stephanie Burton, kind and generous $5 Cash App, Randall Hill, kind and generous $5, Michael Turber, Michael, kind and generous $10, Tracy, kind and generous $10, or Tracy, kind and generous $50, and Scott, kind and generous $10. Says, keep continuing your show. Thank you all for your kindness, your generosity, and your support. I'm blown away that people all over the world want to help continue us. People are, Third Phase of Moon is actually in the live chat, and this is fun. This is funny. Does he get paid or does he work for free? So weird. Goofon is ashamed to be honest about getting paid for his work, David Bucky. Yeah, they pay him. Yes, and David Bucky pointing out that Goofon can't by nature be impartial. He's getting paid by them. Yeah. So, as I was saying, I'm going to have to take, I have to, I don't want to, I really, I really don't want to be dealing with it's never fun dealing with a serious health issue, but I have to. I've put it off. I've procrastinated. It's reached a point now where I literally have to do it. So this Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be having a celebration of 2 years of Truth Seekers. You're all welcome to join me on the panel. We're going to be playing some best of bits and laughing at the journey that we've all been on together. Remember, it's Truth Seekers. It's not me. It's all of us here on this journey. I've used this microphone and this webcam as a passport to get to some of these interesting characters in conspiracy land and UFO land, and I've taken you all with me. Mike Gamboli says, Truth Seekers is the best UFO channel. Well, I appreciate that. The S4 was a government pin. Oh, Jesus Christ, not the pin garbage. Yeah, Rich was talking about that, right? He doesn't want to talk about this week's garbage, right? He wants to bring up the pin garbage, right? Frapsap says, much appreciated. Yeah, but listen, don't bust the TV. I understand you're just having fun, but let's try to be respectful of everyone in the live chat. And that'll tell you something about what kind of man I am. I'm telling people to be respectful of Third Phase of Moon in the chat, even though I strongly, strongly disagree with them. And I think what they do is garbage peddling, and it's detrimental to every serious research effort. Gaza Abbott said he wasn't interested in the Third Phase of Moon. Says he wasn't interested in the BS. However, he is all over the chat like a fat kid on a cupcake. Like a fat kid on a cupcake. Wow, what an analogy! I'm going to remember that one. That's not a UFO. That's a moth. I have the window open here and no screen, right? Yeah, well, we'll agree to disagree, Third Phase. That was another garbage story you peddled with a guy who stole from his own cancer benefit and faked terminal cancer. Real great source you had there. Real credible source. A guy who would fake terminal cancer and steal from his own cancer benefit. He stole gift certificates, guys, from his own cancer benefit. And he didn't have cancer, by the way. I believe his girlfriend did. Great, real credible. See, these are the things, people who have some desire to be credible, but then they do things like that. Push a story with that guy as the source. And I continue to disagree with them because we've shown examples where people put the pin in, and you could do it on Google Earth, you could do it on the desktop app, you could do it everywhere, and we labeled that thing. But I don't want to go back over Pingate because that was a waste of time story and garbage. And why are we arguing about it anyway? Because Bob Lazar is fake, so therefore there is no S4 by definition. Yeah, a third phase is saying all he does is yell at us. Hard to have a real discussion. Yeah, I didn't yell once tonight, guys. And Rich can call me the angry channel. But I would like to ask you publicly: do you support your employee Rich from Goofon making videos making fun of somebody's disability? Do you support that? Do you support your employee Rich from Goofon going on a public live stream and suggesting that someone may have pedo friends and that may make him a pedo as well? Maybe you guys don't know, but I'm sure Rich knew I work for children's charities. So for somebody to suggest that's pretty low down and slimy and dangerous. And if you're his employee, let me tell you something, Blake and Brent Cousins. If I employed somebody who did either of those two things, I would fire them immediately. Immediately. No second chances, no go apologize to that person, no take the video down. If I employed anyone that would do that, make fun of somebody's physical disability or suggest they had pedo friends and they themselves may be a pedo, I would fire them immediately. And so would anybody with integrity. This is another indication of your lack of integrity. The fact that one of your employees did that to one of your critics and you didn't fire him instantly, it says everything about you guys. Yeah, so Matthew McLeod says, third phase will eventually offer money to Steven to shut up. They buy people. They try to hire me. I said no, Matthew. And they thought I'd go real cheap. They want to give me what's called a spec deal, which is kind of like, hey, work real hard for us for free, and if we make some money, we'll break you off a little bit of those YouTube pennies and split it between everybody that works on this project. And I said, no, thank you. Because what am I going to do? Chase them around for YouTube ad pennies every month for the rest of my life? No. Should just pay people to do work. Spec deals are garbage. Spec deals are always garbage. I know. I've fallen for spec deals in the past. People talk you into it. Oh no, we're all going to make money on this deal. Everybody gets a percentage, and then you work really, really hard on the project. Somebody screws up on the marketing of it. They don't sell it right, whatever. Nobody buys the finished product, and you just worked for free because you don't get paid for all the work you put into that. Solar Marshall, third phase, Michael Schratt will be leaving. I don't know what that means. Fill me in off air, Solar Marshall. Ufology Research says, I exposed you on Reddit and you can't run away from the truth. Oh, I forgot, Rich from Goofon. You said that we had to go back 8 years to prove they fake shit. Did you know there's whole Reddit threads all about all the shit they fake? And by the way, I think I've seen your threads there, Ufology Research. Maybe we'll share some of those in the future. But mostly, I don't think that Rich or Third Phase. Spooky says, my phone keeps pinging. I don't know why that is. Anyway, most of me thinks that neither Rich from Grifton or Third Phase is worth my time or energy. So, and like I said, I've got these health issues to deal with, and I'm going to be taking some time off. So I'd like to move on. I've got some incredible work to show you guys. We're going to be doing this Roswell 75th anniversary. On the 75th anniversary of Roswell, we've gathered together all the world's leading experts on Roswell, including Don Schmidt, Kevin Randall, Cal Korff, Michael Schratt. We've got Walter Bosley. We've got Tom Carey and others. We've got interviews with all the world's leading Roswell authors, experts, researchers. And on the 75th anniversary of Roswell, we're going to broadcast all of it together. It will be the biggest, best deep dive on the Roswell mystery you've ever seen, with all the world's leading authors, experts, researchers, all there. Alien Scientist is in on this. We've got Don Schmidt, Tom Carey, Kevin Randall, Walter Bosley, and more. It's an amazing project, and I really feel blessed that I'm going to get to do that for you guys. Don Buster TV. I'm out of the chat for the night, though, guys. Much love, Steven. I'm going to just sit back and watch. Thank you. I appreciate your participation, and we all do. Oh, I don't know, man. We've got the Identified Celebrity Review here, too. They were in our chat earlier. And by the way, you better not hope. You better hope not, maybe, right? I hate to be like this, but I secretly think they hope I die, right? They don't need this thorn in their side, right? But here's what I will say, Third Phase of Moon. Rich said I started all this. I got an argument with you, not him. I got in an argument with you. I freely admit that. I got in an argument with you on Alien Scientist channel. He didn't have to put me on blast for 2 days straight. He has my cell phone. He could have called me up and said, hey, they're my friends. You shouldn't have did that or something. And none of this shit would have happened. But no, Rich has got to be rich. So, I said that the pin was duplicated because it was. And there's numerous examples of that both Alien Scientists showed and I showed. But they keep arguing about it. Like, oh, no, that wasn't a government pin. Or you got to use this app, not that app. The whole pin story is garbage. There's nothing there. Stephen A., he never did put you on blast. Listen to his show on the 23rd and the 25th or 24th, was it? I don't have the notes in front of me, so the dates I have might be wrong. I got in an argument with Third Phase on May 19th. I know that. And then Rich put me on blast on, I think, the 22nd and 23rd, days later. He made me out to be the bad guy, said that, I talked all this shit and this and that. I expressed my opinion. He may disagree with it, but yeah. Yeah, it was May 22nd and 23rd that he did that. And that's when this all started. But, just water under the bridge. I'm sure he wishes he could take it back now because I'm not the one that looks foolish defending this garbage. Frapsap, you call this UFO investigation. I can't remember what happened. I just had to look for notes so that I give you accurate information, Stephen A. Don't be nasty. I know exactly what happened, and I know the timeline of what happened. I've said it twice. I've said it 3 times this week. On May 19th, I got in an argument with Third Phase of Moon. On the 22nd and 23rd, Rich talked all kinds of shit about me, defending them. My argument was not with Rich. My argument was with them. He should have just stayed out of it. He could have. But here we are. Rather be squidding, at least asked Lou a real question. Lou acted like an animal, should not have been tolerated. Yeah. Yeah, but Steve don't want to be in your pocket. Spooky Third Phase doesn't want to work with you. Why can't you accept this? I don't. Matthew McLeod says Third Phase would have put him up to that, Stephen. You actually think Turd Goons wouldn't be behind that attack on you? They were literally the ringleaders. No, I don't know. Yeah. Unidentified celebrity review. Dudes act like Terry's getting popped around new UCR. How do you guys host someone like Lou and then kiss his ass? Yeah, he was actually in the live chat earlier. I was surprised for our video debut earlier. So just to reiterate, this Sunday night, we're going to have a big party and celebrate 2 years of Truth Seekers. Truth Seekers Live. We're going to have a panel. We're going to play some best of videos, and we're going to celebrate this journey that we have come so far in 2 years. I can't believe how quickly the show has grown. I'm humbled by what we were able to accomplish here. Yeah, they would have told Rich to take you down after that argument. I'm still waiting for Third Phase to answer if they condone their employee doing those things and why they didn't fire their employee instantly for doing those slimy things. I would have. If it was my employee, I would have fired them instantly. No, I don't think that. I think they got more subs than me. They don't need to come here to, you know. Spooky's very territorial and says, funny because I was employed by him at the time as his editor and graphic artist. Doubt he would have stiffed me to work with you, but nice try. Well, no, I think we were talking about Final Cut or something like that, or Creative Cloud, and they were like, well, we could Skype in and show you how to work it. You really need that instead of whatever you're using or what, you know. I don't know. Ravens Orioles Nation says, I think Third Phase would hire someone much more credible than Rich. He's personally destroying your channel. Yeah, and the thing is, he's supposed to be their skeptic. Great job he's doing being skeptical about their garbage peddling, right? Why did it take Astral Citizen to catch all these fakes? He's caught 6 fakes. He just made 2 videos, 3 fakes in one, 3 fakes in the other in the last week. Maybe they should hire that guy because that guy knows what he's doing. If Rich is the one that's supposed to be skeptical, I don't understand because people aren't, you know? Yeah. So, listen, it's been a very long day. It's been a very long week, and I am clocking out for the week. But no, I'm not, actually, because I suddenly realized that I'm way, way far behind on I'm way behind on the audio podcast, so I have to upload a whole bunch of, I think 8 episodes. We're 8 behind episodes, right? I'm 8. Yeah, I got to get caught up with the audio podcast, so I'm not clocking out for the week yet, but I'm clocking out of live shows. I finally got the lumber and the wood that I needed to finish the cabin sunroom. I've been trying for 2 months. Nobody has the lumber that I needed. I needed a certain kind. Nobody had it. I finally found it today. My van is loaded, and it's cabin time after I sign off tonight and then do a little bit of administrative work. I'm going to clock on out of here. He believes Uri Geller is magic. Yeah. Many people were saying today how Third Phase of Moon only uses Rich to defend them and they don't do it themselves. So here they are. Great. Michael Schratt looks ridiculous the way you guys have him going in and out of that spaceship, for goodness sakes. Yeah, you added wind. You add things like cars and wind. The manipulation part is... The whole point of having Goof on for Third Phase is to attack dog, take out their competition, whether that is Gomez, Truthseekers, Spaced Out Radio, you name it. That's their second. Yeah, I suppose. Rugged sources. Every night my girlfriend asks me, what the hell am I listening to with all these UFO terms? That's Third Phase. What's Goof on? Who's Steve Cambion? Yeah. I know. My wife's sort of the same thing. You know? Yeah. So I'm gonna bounce on out of here. Rich last night said that he was going to take the high road. I'm hoping to. And I'm a man of my word, you know, unlike some people. I'm taking the high road. Let me make fun of this guy's disability because I'm that kind of a prick. You know, it's great. And to those that have reached out to me, you know, like I was a little pissed. I mean, it's going to piss anybody off, but most of me was ashamed for him and ashamed for Third Phase. It's a shameful thing. They should both be ashamed of themselves for letting that happen. But, you know, whatever. All right. Now I gotta do the shuffle that I always have to do here to find that. Oh, I found it. I'm getting better at this. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. And I want to thank God for allowing me to get through this without yelling and screaming. That's progress, and I'll take it. And thank God for helping me to, I suppose, laugh off somebody making fun of me being disabled. Having that disability is something I wouldn't wish on anybody. You know, it's an unfortunate thing, but you learn to deal with it. I'm happy. Besides that, you know, I just don't let it impede me. But as far as Rich, I don't know what he's going to do next. Maybe he can make fun of some kids in wheelchairs. You know, we'll see. But, you know, I guess in closing, I would say that the internet never forgets when you do something like that. So he can, I don't know if he's going to continue to try to humiliate me because he has no factual arguments and he has no evidence. That would be inadvisable for him to do. But that's where we're at. So that's all I got for you, friends. Until next time, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you, especially you, Rich. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that you become a better man, because the man you are today, it's not good. It's not good. So I'm going to ask God to help you, and especially help you learn that you don't make fun of people that are disabled. Good night, and God bless all of you.